Ultra running 20 years ago is basically a different sport. And the crazy part, the human body didn't change. Everything else did. And if you're into endurance or just pushing limits, well, this matters. Because what we believe about performance, what works, what doesn't, has completely shifted. Back in the mid-2000s, top runners were still incredible, but they were posting slower times with worse shoes, almost no data, and honestly, a lot of guesswork with fueling. Now, you've got guys running 100K times that used to sound impossible, women winning outright, and the depth and field that didn't exist. So the question is, are runners actually better now? Or are we just better equipped? Because if everything changed except the body, the real lesson isn't talent. It's about how you use what's available. Cue that intro music.
Who says you need to fly to reach the top? Keep beating your block till your feet are hot. Get your head out the sand, join the flock. It's okay to run scared, we enjoy it a lot.
Welcome back to the Ostrich Running Podcast. I'm your host, Nick Miraz, and with me, as always, occasionally, every so often, every now and again, Jarrett, the Juice, Horton. Welcome.
Hello. I'm back.
Your favorite show to be on.
I love this show.
Your favorite place to be. Your favorite place to juice the dreams of all those who want to endure the endurance.
I'm doing my best.
Distances.
I'm doing my best, but it's not working. More people.
It is not working.
More people are joining up than ever.
Yeah. You know, we try. We're still doing it. You know, I think you trying to change the sport or the people coming in to do the sport is going to be futile, so to speak.
It's feeling like that.
Because, yeah, it's, you know, there's always going to be change. There's always going to be something that's happening. And that's actually kind of what we're talking about today is the change in this sport over the last 20 years. You're not going to be able to change the amount of people getting into the sport, just like we couldn't stop the inevitable change of improved times and everything that has gone down with this whole journey of this ultra running sport.
It's not going to stop me from trying. I was into this.
Well, you know, if anything, then that's you taking on the mindset of an endurance ultra marathoner. Because even though something seems impossible, you still try it anyway, Jarrett. And we're proud of you for that. Way to embrace your inner ultra runner.
Is that true? I have an inner ultra runner inside of me?
I mean, it's something that seems impossible to try to stop people from joining and running, but you go out and do it anyways. Running 100 miles seems impossible, but we go out and do it anyways. So, yeah, I believe you have a little ultra runner inside you somewhere, and we just need to bring him out.
Okay. Well, we can keep trying as I try and bring it out of you.
Yeah.
Right?
Well,
go ahead.
I guess so. Yeah. But I think what we're going to be talking about is like I said, the change of the sport. I wish I was into this a lot longer. I wish I could have seen these legends in action. I mean, we probably weren't really able to see them. Like, you kind of just had to have been there or read, you know, Ultra Running magazine. You know,
who were some of the legends?
That's kind of where you got. Well, let's go back to about 2005, 2006, 2007-ish. Like I mentioned, Ultra Running magazine, it is the Bible of the sport. Every single year, they vote on the top runners. And in those 3 years of 2005, 2006, 2007, the sport had maybe 3 names that everybody knew, right? So within the men's, there was Scott Jurek.
Jarrett?
And if you have been, not Jarrett, Scott Jurek, Jurek. And I am familiar with this individual because I like to go back into the history. You'll see a lot of old stories, people talking about these individuals and certain performances that were legendary. And then you run with somebody who ran with him, or knew somebody who got coached by him, or, you know, all of that stuff, you know, the legends of the trails, so to speak.
I think anyone who ran before social media just to run and you really didn't get the accolades that even you guys get. And like I said, you don't get enough. But I think they were really crazy. Like,
these guys really didn't get the
Right.
accolades. You know, you think that we didn't get it. Now we're spoiled, I think, in certain aspects. And I think we'll talk about that too. Like, but it's so true. Like in this time, as you imagine, right? This man, Scott Jurek, from 1999 to 2005, who was your favorite athlete that you can think of from that time frame?
1999. So this is after Michael Jordan.
Yeah, so he just really ended. This is did he just come back from retirement
But
in
that
99?
doesn't count.
When he was number 45.
Yeah. I mean, he probably came back around those years. I don't remember. But did I have one after? And then after it was Messi. But that came
Kobe
later.
was when did Kobe get into the league?
96?
Yeah,
I
so
think.
like he was already primed right at this point.
Yeah, but who likes Kobe?
Um,
I mean, I like Kobe now because of everything that's happened. But
yeah.
but during that time, I was a big Kobe hater. I'm not a Kobe hater anymore.
Really?
Yes, he was being compared
This
to Michael.
isn't a basketball
He was
podcast,
being compared to Michael Jordan.
Yeah, and you didn't have, and yeah, at that time you hadn't proven yourself anything yet,
You
right?
couldn't prove yourself. Like, you're trying to be compared to Michael. If you tried to compare somebody to Michael Jordan to me, you instantly were going to be
We're done.
you were going to be an enemy at that time.
Who was your favorite soccer player in the early 2000s?
See, that's crazy because we really didn't watch soccer that much here. So I didn't really have a favorite. Like, I heard about, Ronaldo doing his thing. You hear about these players, Ronaldinho doing his thing.
Ronaldinho,
But
yeah.
I didn't have a favorite,
I mean,
I guess, until Messi.
did you not watch MLS?
No, it didn't come on TV.
Yeah. I mean, I remember Lexi Lawless, but I remember the men's U.S., like some of the players from there. I mean, you could have probably been playing with Lexi Lawless at some point when they were holding open
I know.
tryouts.
They were holding open tryouts for the Galaxy here. World Cup didn't even come on TV a long time ago.
Ultra running is kind of like open tryouts, you know?
It is open tryouts.
If you get good enough, it's fair. It's open.
That's what's
It's a fair
awesome. It's
game.
open to
Anybody can get in
anybody.
there.
Like, right now, you can't just
Yeah.
walk to Galaxy and say, hey, I'm going to play today. You know?
Good. We're missing a center back for today's game.
You can compete with the best
Um,
whenever you want. That's what's awesome. I will say that's what's awesome.
Well, Scott Jurek, at this point, legend. He had won Western States, that 100-mile endurance run that we've talked about. Scott Jurek, he had won Western States for 7 straight years in a row, which is incredible.
Wow.
I mean, to win that race 7 years in a row from 1999 to 2005. He had a course record in 2004 for 15 hours and 36 minutes. And I mean, we were already thinking like sub 24 is insane. This man just hit, 15 hours, 36 minutes. And let's kind of put it into perspective real quick.
Weren't you telling me a long time ago about the first person to run like 100 in the West? Like, he couldn't run because of his horse or something? Like,
Yeah, that's this race right here.
But he couldn't do it.
That is this
He
way.
couldn't do
right?
it because of his horse, right? Like, I mean, his horse.
Yeah,
so
he
just
had to
did it on his
run
feet.
with his horse. Yeah. So, he finished the race on his feet next to his horse because his horse just went lame and he was, not really running
Mhm.
at all, right?
So I have him to blame. I think his name is Tevisk. No, his name is Gordy, and I have him to blame
Yeah,
for all the
yeah.
hundreds.
Yeah, you do.
That's when ultras became a
okay,
thing
so
in the
Scott
United
Jurek
States.
right here. Now, if we look at all of these times, right, for the male winners from 2006 to 2025, we're looking at 2006, 18 hours was the next. Then 2007, Al Corner, 16 hours, 16 hours. And then finally it was beaten in 2010 at 15 hours, 7 minutes. But then it jumped back up, in 2012, the course record was set for 14 hours, 46 minutes. And
God.
Dude, this is, oh my gosh. I'm looking at these. So yeah, we're looking at like just crazy times, right?
There were
Super
no
impressive.
sponsorships. Did he get a belt? Do you know? Did he just get a belt thing? Is that where that whole thing started?
Just a buckle.
Even back then?
No, I think they were always doing it. Yeah, they were doing buckles then. Okay, so in 2007, he ran Hard Rock 100. It is basically considered one of the hardest 100-milers, and it's not the loop course. I was confused earlier. It's not the loop course around where the course or where the world record was set. That's a different one. But this one is, let's see here. How much? Yeah, it's in Silverton, Colorado. Just insane. Let's see how much. 33,197 feet of climbing and 33,197 feet of descent. And it all takes place at 11,000 feet elevation. That's insane. So you're running in altitude and running 33,197 feet. He finished that in 26 hours and 8 minutes. In that same year, he won Spartathon, which is 153 miles, and that's from Athens to Sparta, and he did that in 23 hours. So is that like the original route of the original marathon?
Yeah, the first guy that ran 150.
No. Let me see here.
Wow, I know the history of the belt buckle now. The belt buckle is because of that guy that did it, and it's because of like the horse culture, like because of the horse competition, and it was in Sierra Nevada, so they gave out belt buckles because it was more for cowboys. That's why you guys do freaking,
and that's why you did it,
because of Western cowboy culture.
Wow, so look at Jarrett adding.
So instead of medals, they chose something that fit the identity back then. So that's why you guys are doing belt buckles and not medals. I think it's to pay tribute to him because he was supposed.
Wow. Thank you, Jarrett, for contributing to this podcast.
I mean, it didn't make sense to me. Like, why are we giving? You guys don't even show your belts. Nobody walks around. You runners never really probably even put on a belt that much. When's the last time you?
Maybe I'll start wearing. You know what I should do is like Cameron Haynes' son. He runs in jeans, like marathons and post like crazy times. I'll run in jeans, but with one of my 100-mile belt buckles and just hold them up.
You're going to do 100-mile in jeans?
And I'll just be the guy. Hell no, man. I'm not going to do that. I'm not crazy.
You are crazy. And you would do it if somebody challenged you.
So this 153 miles is that first like ultra marathon. It's really the first historic long distance run. And that was the one that we talked about, the journey from Athens to Sparta. To seek aid for the Battle of Marathon. That was 153 miles. This man, he ran that in 23 hours. Nuts. I have that 140-mile race coming up in November. I would love to get as close as I can to 28 hours. This man did it in 23 hours.
50 more miles? Oh, no, yours is going to be 140 miles, right?
Yeah, he'll do like another 13 more.
This guy's nuts. Okay.
But yeah, I mean, yeah. It's crazy. And
he really just went home. Like, you couldn't post anything on social media. No one else could see it.
Yeah, dude. And that year, he also won that 153-mile race 3 years in a row.
That's nuts. Right? And they didn't have horses back in Greece or what? That's another thing we need to look up. Like, why did this first person do that?
I think we did that in our history episode. We talked about it. But there was also another guy, which a lot of people will know. And you can still see him at starting lines of some of these ultra marathons out there. I think he just was at Black Canyons this year in Arizona, but this is, Karl Meltzer. This man, they call him
he's still
the
running.
Speed Goat. And yeah, he's still running. I think they both are still running, but you can still see him out there just doing the courses, and he's still just crazy good. I wonder what his time was. Actually, I'll look into that in a second, but you'll see him, at some of the races. He's so good that he has a shoe named after him. Speed Goat.
Okay.
The Hoka Speed Goat. So he is still a legend in the game. These are our Michael Jordans. These are our Messis of the sport.
I want my own walking shoe
again,
with Ostrich Running. When you're only walking,
is it going to have wheels on the
bottom? It's made for
bottom?
walking. It's not made for doing anything.
These shoes, and this will be your commercial. These shoes were made for walking, and that's what they'll do. One day these shoes are gonna walk all through the
walk.
I don't know.
Walk 100.
Say walk 100 next to you.
Do they have 100 milers for walkers? I think they do, right? We talked about this.
I don't know. I mean, we have an Olympic sport of speed walking.
Yeah.
What if we speed? Maybe I could be the fastest to speed walk 100 miles.
Guinness World Records
out there like this.
There's somebody else that would crush you
for sure. I mean, you've seen this. Have you seen the mile times of the speed walkers?
I haven't seen them.
It's like 5-minute miles, dude.
They're running.
Olympic speed walking.
When does a walk become a run? Anyway, we're getting off topic, but
5:30 to 6:30 pace. Sense. Well, technically a walk. It's walk because there's always one foot always on the ground.
Oh.
Whereas when you're running, there's a moment where you're still kind of like stride and everything comes off.
So who sits there and watches? That would be the worst.
They have a ton of people who are out there, and they'll give them
that would be the
penalties
worst job to freaking ref
lifts
ever. Like,
what do? I look for anybody lifting that damn foot off that ground in that speed walking tournament.
I guess it's It's only 20 minutes. I think of the
Leonardo DiCaprio memes where he's like in there and he's like,
got him.
On his, got him. But yeah, 5 minutes, 31 seconds is the best.
I feel like
mile
everybody should be
walking.
like, I feel like you easily could compete for the Olympics of that. Not easily, but I feel like that's something you still could train for as an ultra runner.
I can't even run a 5:30 mile right now. No, maybe.
How long are they? They're just 1 mile?
It's a 20-kilometer Olympic race.
And they're averaging 5 minutes and 30 seconds?
Yeah. 6:30 is about the time, but they have the best mile time was 5:31.
Wow, that's
6:31 is their average.
Right. I couldn't run that.
Back to 2006, 2005, we have to round off.
Yeah, we might have to.
Let me rewind back. Karl Meltzer, he won 600-mile races in 2006 alone. He has a shoe named after him, Speed Goat. That's what they called him. He won Ultra Runner of the Year that year, and the only year that Scott Jurek didn't win in that stretch. Our man, Karl Meltzer, won. And rounding up the top three is Hal Corner, who won Western States in 2007 with a time of 16 hours and 12 minutes.
Wow, he has his own Hoka shoe.
It's a
Speed Goat.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I also like what he's doing with his water pack, how he has a brand where he's putting them around the waist. I actually like that. I'm considering switching from a pack to a waist belt to hold enough water. I don't know. Just seems like it's keeping everything there. Yeah. So on the women's side, 2005 to 2007, there was two names that pretty much ran everything. And that's Anne Lundblad, who was Ultra Runner of the Year in 2005 and 2006, and Nikki Kimball, and she won it in 2003, 2004, and again in 2007. And Nikki won Western States in 2007 with a time of 18 hours and 12 minutes, which was the second fastest women's time at that point. She had also won UTMB in 2007, which is the one in Europe. That's like our big race that goes through 3 different countries, UTMB. And that's the prestigious mountain 100-miler in Europe. And she set a course record of 25 hours and 43 minutes. So she won both Western States and UTMB in the same year. And, that's considered legendary, almost impossible, right? Almost nobody did the double. It was just too hard, too far, too risky. But yeah, so I'm sure you sense a butt coming in.
Yeah.
Right?
But
there's a huge but. We're going to fast forward to the new modern era of ultra running.
When Nick became a legend,
I want to say,
what are you going to do to put...
the real new modern era, just when I started to get into this sport, right? Now, even like some of our top people right now, like, and your favorite influencers, and when I say this, Andy Glaze, right? He's been doing it for 10, 15 years, something like that. But let's go to the elites, right? And I know you've heard these names before because we've mentioned them a couple times when we've done some history shows, but the new gods in the modern era, Jim Walmsley, 6-time Ultra Runner of the Year, all-time record holder. You want to know what his Western States record is?
Yes, Nick. I do want to know how crazy he is.
14 hours and 9 minutes set in 2019. He beat that record by an hour and 27 minutes. An hour and 27 minutes.
I always tell you to get
that
faster
is, man?
At certain races, but I don't recommend getting faster at the 100. Like just focusing on the 100 and getting faster and faster. It's insane. You're just moving the whole time.
How do you cut off an hour? Yeah. Like blistering speed. That is like really only 2-3 minutes in aid station.
I don't understand.
Just get it and you just keep moving, and it's like I'll poop and pee somewhere else.
I mean, you could probably hold it for 14 hours.
Or there's like, maybe just pee, but like...
You can hold it for 14 hours?
Yeah, like... Or like whatever you had in there is eventually just burnt up, and you're like, I guess there's nothing in here. I always wondered that. That's what I was always jealous about. I'm like, how... But I think some of them still do poop, because I've heard some of them on some of their like crazy finishes that they had recently. They're like, I had to poop. And like, I just went out and did it really quick. And that's just how fast they are. They were able to just do it in like 3 minutes and go.
Just doesn't stop with you guys. Do you guys like break records when you guys cook?
Yeah.
Do you guys have to break records all the time? Like, it's just like, I don't know. Yeah,
it's just always breaking.
Like, how fast can I cook?
As fast as you can. We eat fast. Yeah. I don't know what else. What do we do that's
everything
slow?
Else? No. Everything.
Get out of bed.
To be honest, like everything else you guys do is really slow after you've ran all day.
It's just because we have no more energy left after. We're just always like in a deficit.
That's the point, is to exhaust you guys for the rest of the day.
Stay in hibernation.
You guys do not want to see Nick with a whole bunch of energy.
In 2024, Jim Walmsley ran 14 hours and 13 minutes at Western States. Second place, 14 hours, 24 minutes. And third, 14 hours, 24. All three men broke times that would have been the all-time record a decade ago.
That's crazy.
It's just crazy. Over 90 minutes of a Western States record on the same course. And then in 2023, Jim Walmsley wins UTMB, and he was the first American man ever
and they didn't have
the
gear. They didn't have any of this stuff.
Guess what?
I mean, I'm saying...
this is current, modern Jim Walmsley. Mm-hmm. Yeah, back then, yeah. Well, you know what his time at UTMB was in 2023? Just 3 years ago? 19 hours, 37 minutes. 19 hours and 37 minutes, a course record. He broke Kilian Jornet's record, and Kilian Jornet is... Well, we'll get to him. He's also another legend.
What makes you a legend? Okay? When do you become a legend?
Some
do you
battling.
Just win one, or do you have to win a whole bunch?
I think when you start setting a course record in some very hard races, it gets you a legend status. When you win multiples in a row, it gets you legend status. One of my favorite, very recent runners in the past few years is David Roche, right? He's just always been a fast runner, but he's only been doing 100-mile races for 5 years now. And his first one out the gates, Can you become a legend if you just had no business finishing? Like if I just went out there and, I don't know, maybe you're extremely overweight and you finish 100. Would you become a legend? Well, they also have DFL legends.
What is No.
You know what DFL is? The person who comes in dead fucking last of these races is held just as important as the first place finish on all the race. It is it is honored to you were blessed with the honor of getting the DFL because you were the flat person.
No,
I mean. Probably not.
I honestly think the race was 10 times harder for that person than it was for the person in first. Yeah.
It is, dude. For sure. They're out there the max amount of time. Max amount of time on feet. That's why they celebrate them.
You just don't. You just don't.
Which is kind of cool if you think. Well, I mean, I'll be honest, I just couldn't pull the names up right there, but I know that the recent documentary that got released that Sully and I went for the screening of, it's called, it's Aravapia, it's called Cutoff. And it's all these people in Cocodona who are chasing cutoff times. And there was, two of the people in the documentary, they were DFL finishers of Cocodona. One, she was, 2 years in a row DFL. And it was like, my gosh,
somebody needs to make a documentary called "You're So Slow."
She's finished both,
and it follows somebody that is.
And what is it about me?
No, because you're in the middle. Like you get no credit for being in the middle.
Yeah,
you're not that bad. You're not that.
Well,
I mean, you're great. I'm not saying you're not great, but you're not either one. You are great.
Great. Yeah.
Anybody who finishes that is great.
We talked about Kilian Jornet, right? There was. When he started, he's a Spanish runner and he's a mountain runner. When he started, he was just like a kid, man. But he just would sprint these mountains. He was just just so good at just running all of these mountains. He really loved running mountains and bombing hills fast and just, would always, I remember watching, not as he came out, obviously, because, this was, what is this? I wasn't running 7 years ago. But yeah, he was rare. Like he came into the sport, right? And he's really arguably the greatest mountain runner who's ever lived. He has multiple UTMB wins, multiple hard rock wins, speed records on Everest. And at the 2025 Western States at 37 years old, he finished in third with a time of 14 hours and 19 minutes. And that was the fifth fastest race.
He's just meant for this.
Yeah, he's just insane. We have, another, like on the female side of our modern era runners, this Courtney Dauwalter. He's, in 2023, she wins Western States, sets a new course record, 15 hours, 29 minutes. Insane. 15 hours, 29 minutes. 3 weeks later, she wins Hard Rock 100 course record. 7 weeks after that, she wins UTMB course record. 3 races, 3 course records in one summer. She's a G. Dude, there's actually a video of her because she's an ultra runner and has always ran all this stuff. I think she went out and she ran a marathon, a road marathon, and like she always wears these like kind of board short looking things and like a t-shirt. She's like super chill or whatever. You ready for this? 2 hours, 38 minutes and 55 seconds.
It would be hard for me to finish a half marathon.
Dude, a marathon, like she's almost at Olympic level. Just casually was like, let's see here. 2 hours, 37 minutes. She was 11 minutes off. And she just went out there just to run it. Like, was like, oh yeah, I'm going to go run this. And I remember commenting on one of the posts saying like, can you identify the ultra runner in this picture? And you see all these people, all these marathoners, like in these like crazy, tight, like athletic wear, like speed people. And then she's there in some like board shorts and some glasses.
So she could have probably cruising, been up there with an Olympic
like a straight hippie.
Time, you think?
Probably could, man. Like, I mean, it's crazy. She's 41 years old, Jarrett. She's 41 years old.
Holy crap.
And she ran 2:47.
What are you doing, Nick? Because this is your sport. This is your sport. This is what you do every day.
But she's been doing it since college.
How many years are you in now?
I just started doing it.
How many years does it take?
6 years.
When you can no longer say, I just started doing this. 10? 6 years. Okay. So
let's call it 6 years.
are you a professional now that you finished 100?
Can't say it anymore.
Professional has to be like full time.
I'm not a professional. But what if you're a slow professional, but you get paid a lot of money because you're just an influencer? Are you a professional runner?
Yeah, I think if you get paid and you do this full time, you're a professional, no matter what.
Yeah. The word professional is not indicative of performance nowadays. It used to be, as we could see back then. Well, does it make them professionals back then when they weren't getting paid at all?
I guess you could also be a professional if you're just leading in your, because you're a professional. Yeah.
I mean, they were getting paid. Don't get it wrong, but like they were just like two of them because I mean they were still sponsored, but it's not what it used to be.
I think you're still a professional
working.
NBA player, even if you're just on the bench. You're still a professional basketball player.
Yeah. I don't know. That one's crazy.
I still think you're a professional, Nick.
Okay, so
you finished.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it. So there's another one on here that,
and I feel like you had another. I feel like you had another 10 miles in you too.
I don't know why I didn't. I need to.
Yeah, you got in the car. You drove the next day. I think you had
10
more.
miles.
I think you had more in the tank.
Well, I felt like I did not have more in the tank because I was definitely done. Give me Sally McRae. So this is another one who is one of our modern, and this is your arch nemesis favorite. One of her favorite people is Sally McRae. She is the Badwater 135 champion in 2021, the Moab 240 champion, Tawera 100-mile champion, which is a major international ultra, the Mozart 100 champion, which is in Europe. She's a top 10 finisher of Western States 100. And she, in 1 year, she completed this was 3 years ago. She completed the Grand Slam of 200-mile races. And that's basically 4 of those in 1 year, 200-mile races. That's the Cocodona 250, the Tahoe 200, the Bigfoot 200, and the Moab 240. And that all goes month after month. So that's like, I think, 4 200-mile races like within like a 6-month period.
I don't know. I just don't know
after
how you guys 100 miles.
She was the first person to double summit Mount Whitney in a single run, 92 miles. So she ran up to Mount Whitney, ran down, turned around, and did a second loop.
Are you guys just all running around trying to be the first at things, or?
Yeah, I guess so. But like, she has like a book, a podcast, right? I think it's, she's not the most dominant racer. She's just one of the toughest. Because this is where we're kind of blending the lines of professional, like the people that we're going on here, they're setting crazy records at, some of these crazy races, like these 100-mile endurance runs. But I think that she just deserves to be like mentioned. Sure. Then we have Katie Scheid. In 2024, she won Western States 15 hours, 46 seconds, gave the second fastest time ever. 2 months later, she wins UTMB and set a new course record for the women, 22 hours, 9 minutes. She broke Courtney Dauwalter's record by 21 minutes. Yeah, she broke the record that was already a record. And she had just set that record the year before and came back and beat
this
it by
is incredible.
minutes.
It's just
so you're starting to see these things, these trends, like what used to be a record that would withstand time is now getting beaten very quickly. Year after year,
which brings us
next
to
year.
Our thing too.
Jasmine Paris.
Why are these?
She's the
like. What are you guys doing that is causing you guys to beat these records? It almost makes sense. Like maybe.
Well, I don't know. I think it's the competition. The competition within us, right? Most people are competitors. Like you like to compete in whatever sport. If you have that,
is the food getting better? What do you feel? Like, is the food getting better?
Portion of your DNA.
Okay. One more.
Well, let's talk about what changed. But let me tell you one more female runner, Jasmine Paris. She won the 2024 Barkley Marathons.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's the race that nobody finishes, especially when he got pissed off. She was the first woman ever to finish this race. 59 hours, 58 minutes, and 21 seconds. You want to know what you want to, it's 100 miles, but they say it ends up being like 120 because it's unmarked. So you're like navigating your way. 59 hours, 58 minutes, 21 seconds. Do you know what the cutoff is?
60 hours. I've heard about this race.
It is 60 hours. 99 seconds. 99 seconds to spare. After running 100 miles in the unmarked Tennessee mountain trails. And she did it wearing these old Innovate shoes and a pack that was out of production. So she wasn't with these like crazy shoes that we see. She had like an old pack that's probably like
and
5, 6 years old. Off. Right. And that's going to, and that's what, before we go into this next segment of what changed, I'm just going to hear from us, from our sponsors, Ostrich Running. Look, I've tried every electrolyte product out there, the super sugary ones, the ones with the gimmick salt, the tablets that take forever to dissolve. On a lot of these, they mess my stomach up. But Ostrich Salt, it's different. Simple. Just pure electrolytes, sodium, potassium, and magnesium malate in the ratio your body actually needs when you're sweating through mile 30, 50, or 80. I created this because I needed it. When I was out at Kodiak 100 running through the night, cramping was not an option. When you're managing 100 miles, you can't afford to bonk because your electrolytes are off. So I made something that works. No artificial flavors, no BS, just quality ingredients. And here's the thing, whether you're running ultras or you're just trying to get through a hot 10K without cramping, your body needs electrolytes. That's not negotiable. Now head to ostrichrunning.com and grab some electrolytes today. Use code SALTY6 to try your own 6-pack for $6. Welcome back. Thank you to us, Ostrich Running, for talking about ostrich salt. My wife just texted me that she said that she needs some ostrich salt. That's all I'm good for. Just giving her this. Yeah, she's like, I need some ostrich salt. I feel dehydrated. Well, I got some packs for you. And I got some packs for you listeners too. So make sure you get your ostrich salt. Okay. So what actually changed, right? This is where things get technical, but you can kind of stick with me for a little bit. We're going to talk about the shoes. Okay. In 2005 and 2006, Scott Jurek was running in Brooks Cascadias, or basically Brooks Cascadias. I love Brooks. I have Brooks Caldera. A lot of people don't like them because they're like tanks of shoes. I still run in those. Like, I don't know. I like them. But it had EVA foam, like a thin cushioning and a flat rubber outsole. Nothing crazy. Okay. So, you put on a shoe, you run, right? Until Hoka showed up in 2009 with a max cushion, big stack height shoe. And then everything changed in 2017 when Nike dropped the Vaporfly, carbon plated, embedded in super foam, proven to reduce energy costs by about 4%. There's a lot of talk, like if you're not running crazy speeds, you don't want to really go in those super shoes just because you can really hurt your Achilles. And really it's for people who are topped out on speed, who need that extra 10 seconds to qualify for the Olympics. So a super shoe, I've never worn one. I don't know if I ever will. But yeah, at 100 miles, 4% increase in an improvement is massive, right? That's potentially an hour effort. And that's kind of what we were seeing, right? Almost an hour of time, right? Being improved just probably from the shoes alone.
Is it just mental? Like, is all of this
so
just
you have
mental?
the shoes like, what I would like to see is a current run of like top elites right now. I would like to see a retro run where they have to wear something equivalent to a 2006 shoe and only use carbohydrate fueling, like no liquid carbs, nothing like that. Let's just kind of see what you can do off of like what it had, right? And see what your time. Yeah, I think that would be cool. I mean, yeah. Look at here's what I've always just wondered about, like this high carb stuff, and that's why we have the secret development of a product
The Juice is
that I
working
haven't
on
announced
the
yet.
Juice that I would get my sponsorship
But this
money
high
on.
carb stuff, yeah, the Juice, the Juice is juice. Real juice made from a real juice head.
Exactly.
In powder form. 100% real juice in powder form. Yeah, I just like, to me, I'm not running blistering paces, so I don't need that high carb. I'm not burning enough. The faster you run, the faster you're burning carbs, the faster you need to replace those carbs. But if you're just cruising out there and you're just trying to like finish a distance in a decent time, I just wonder if we could get by with, I mean, these guys got by with it at fast times.
I mean, isn't there Ethiopians that just run with no shoes?
What were they doing? Remember the old Cliff Bars?
Really?
Not on like trails though. I mean, on dirt, but isn't it still somewhat?
Why not?
I guess, yeah, but it's not like a technical trail, right?
I think they are. I think the famous guy ran on...
do you know, are they doing it?
I don't think he ran on like a paved trail. I think he ran like there were rocks and all kind of in uphills and all that stuff.
Well, like a dirt road. Oh my gosh, that's crazy.
I'm going to look that up while you're...
Well, you have shoes like the Hoka Tecton X, carbon plated trail shoe, 4 carbon plate,
Isn't there a runner
foam,
that runs
basically
ultras?
Bouncing you forward on every stride.
Isn't there a runner that runs ultras with no shoes on? And he just says he didn't eat?
I see a guy on Instagram, and he's so fun to watch. I have to find his name. He goes by, let me see here. Pause.
Yeah, they said he ran on hard packed dirt roads, footpaths between villages, I guess. Rocky and uneven terrain, not smooth at all. Stones, gravel, uneven ground. This actually helped develop strong feet, natural foot placement, and balance and agility. So I'm learning more and more that you modern runners.
Okay, so there's this guy on Instagram right here. His HJS Active. It's Hunter Side. I think he's out of LA, but like he does ultra marathons in sandals, and I'm seeing his post right here. 102 miles, 11,000 feet of elevation.
Jarrett's gonna start the barefoot 100.
Let me see here. Yeah, he's doing barefoot shoes.
I mean, dude, you're crazy enough to do it in some
doing this 100-mile
Crocs.
race.
Every time I think about how crazy somebody else is, you've done something just as crazy, just not as long yet.
I mean, it takes some time to reshape your foot to be able to do that.
Yeah, I'm going to do the barefoot 100.
To like run something barefoot like that.
You won't kick them when you're barefoot.
I kick too many rocks, dude. I kick too many rocks.
No, you're going to spend all your time looking down at the ground.
No, I will.
Sure. Your feet are going to be rock solid training for this.
Please don't.
Would you attempt Jarrett's barefoot 100?
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I will. So I haven't really tried to start running in barefoot shoes just because I haven't had time, because you really have to ease into it. I don't know. I might try to do something like that. We'll see. Okay. Now the next thing that we're going to talk about is, technology, right? Like gear, things like that, right? You see me with my watch, tracking the sleep, tracking the heart rate, tracking, the strides, all that stuff, right? In 2006, you ran with a paper map and a Timex watch and course markings, right? You're like, oh, okay, well, I should be here. This is where I need to go. It wasn't anything giving you turn-by-turn directions like we have on here. So you're cruising, right? You had an aid station crew and a pacer, and that was your support system, right? Basic. And I think that was like pretty much fun, right? But you're running blind. No heart rate, no pace data, no elevation profile. You just studied the portion of the course and you kind of knew where you were supposed to be at and what felt like, okay, you probably did the math, right? I left this aid station and the next one is 6 miles away, and you get there and you probably do the math like, oh yeah, I'm running a 8-minute pace because I did the math. It took me an hour and 20 minutes to get from here to here, right?
I think you would be
so
better
they were
without
probably
your
doing
watch,
pace
maybe.
like that. There are people who still run races without a watch, and they say like they enjoy it more because they're not focused on their pace or anything, and they get to just run based off feel more so than anything. So, man, I don't know. Like, it's kind of crazy because I think about that, and like now I go back to the question that you have, like if nobody was watching, right? Would I do one currently if I couldn't log it on there and the only evidence of the finish time was the race director's like time chip, right? That means that I don't get to add it to my own personal data list of 100-mile accomplishments that you get, like your digital rewards and badges. Well, actually, you know what? I still technically, according to my watch, haven't run 100 miles yet because my watch and phone died on that 100-mile, the last Kodiak.
So we don't know if you really did it.
I only have the finish time from a chip. So yeah, it sucked, but yeah, you do.
We don't know if you took a big shortcut, jumped in a car.
Because I went from start time to finish time at the port.
We need your watch. Yeah, back in the day, we don't know about them.
Well, then, I mean, we don't know if any of these guys did it.
We need your watch to be on, sir.
Well, I guess I'm just trying to answer the question as yes, I would still do it. I mean, it wasn't intended. It just happened that way. But yeah, I guess I would run without a watch now and not have the 100-mile finish go through.
I wonder if you would keep running hundreds, Nick, if
it only lives.
There was never a belt.
On UTMB
you only
website.
Had to do them by yourself. I think you would only run marathon.
Dude, we just did, when I was at that group out there who was doing the 50-mile run while I just did half of it, self-supported, that was so much fun. Like, if I had a group of people to just do it on our own, I would much rather do a self-supported 100 mile.
Would you run hundreds though if it was just you running
the
hundreds? Like, how often would you go out there for 24 hours and just say, hey, I'm going to run for the next 24 hours now?
Yeah. You know, to be honest with you, Jared, I will probably keep doing these hundreds at a race only for, you know, to spread the awareness of the brand. And kind of, if I can get this brand to be like self-sufficient and have people rep the brand out at these races, I'd go to some occasionally, but I'd really enjoy doing 100 miles on my own without a buckle. I really would. Like, there was something about this few weekends ago that was special
for no reason.
That we were all out there suffering for our own purpose. For no reason at all. For absolutely no reason. People packed ice chests full of stuff. Everybody brought a bunch of little things like
still
to
community.
Eat,
like you got to be around
aid station at a parking lot.
I wonder if
you just ran loops.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then that's basically what it is. That's what the 100-mile races are. You know, you get an opportunity to be around people and community, but because it's hard to find a group of people who are willing to do this on their own. You kind of need to find a general location of people that are willing to do these hard things, and not too many people have the luxury of calling on a group of them in your backyard. So yeah. So today's watches, GPS watches, track every step, elevation data in real time, heart rate zones, wrist-based oxygen meter. Coaches can monitor athletes remotely mid-race through platforms like Garmin or Strava Live. You can preload every aid station, every cutoff time, every segment pace. You can get all of that stuff worked around it. You can pretty much still use all of that as your crew in a watch, aside from what you need, right? But that's why Barkley marathons are so like awesome, because they don't allow GPS.
I would love to actually throw races. Like, I would really love to watch you guys like create these obstacle courses for you guys to finish. I would really love to put on the barefoot 100. Yep.
The barefoot 100. Sponsored by the juice. Well, you know what? This is actually, now that we talked about gear, I'd like to give a moment for our last sponsor, Alethea Run. We spend so much time tracking pace, distance, heart rate, and all these external metrics, but we don't track the thing that actually matters most, how we're moving. Alethea is a sensor that clips to your waistband and tracks the force your body experiences when you run. Not just you're running 8-minute miles, but how your body is actually absorbing impact. Whether you're braking too much, whether one leg is doing more work than the other. They call it a force portrait. And when I first saw mine, it was like, damn, this is what's actually happening when I run. This is where I'm inefficient. This is where I'm setting myself up for injury. And here's why this matters. Most running injuries don't just happen. They build over time because of the imbalances and inefficiencies we can't see. You're overstriding. You're landing too hard on one side. Your form is breaking down in ways you don't notice until something hurts. Alethea catches that before it becomes a problem. You get personalized feedback after every run. It tells you exactly what to work on, not generic advice, but your specific issues based on your unique biomechanics. I'm not saying this lightly. If you're serious about running long term, this is the tool you need because staying healthy is how you keep showing up. Head to alethea.run and use promo code RUNSCARED10 today. And welcome back. As we just got done talking about how crazy technology is, I really do hope that you guys check out the Alethea sensor. It really is pretty cool, actually. It is some data that I like because it's not, it's not pace stuff. It's really form. It's to keep you running longer, not about tracking your times or splits or anything like that, right? I think it's data that's actually useful. But yeah. So it brings us to our third change in this sport, which is probably the biggest change out of it all. And we've talked about this, right? The fueling. It might be the single biggest performance unlock of the last 20 years. I think bigger than shoes. I think bigger than tech, because those things the tech only really gives you training times and paces and things like that. It doesn't really change the body chemistry, right? It doesn't change the body's performance. The shoes add a little bit, but what really happens was in 2005, fueling was eat gels, eat some real food at aid stations, and try to not throw up.
Yeah.
That was it.
Yeah.
Remember those old school Cliff bars when we first got our power bars?
I remember.
Power bars were like the block of clay.
Yeah.
That's people fueled themselves on these races. Some gels here and there.
So there's a couple big moments in history when it comes to
one
fueling yourself, and one of them is ostrich salt that just recently came out. That was a massive landmark when it comes to fueling.
Well, dude, this guy, Dean Karnazes, he was on his he was on a 199-mile solo run. And
there was a couple of people on your race that had
Domino's
pizza
to be brought to him while he was out there.
That had pizza brought out to them. I'm also going to have a race where you can't fuel.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, dude. It's so good.
You're not going to die. He's just going to take longer. I actually looked it up on ChatGPT before this. Technically, you can. Technically, you have fat storages to fuel yourself. So most people should not die. It's just you have to run slower because it takes longer for fat to actually be broken down. So you guys might have to rest a little bit more. I don't know what you guys have to do, or your body would adapt to learn to break down fat faster. What you guys are doing is putting in fast energy.
Ketosis.
Yeah. And your brain likes fast carbs.
Fast carbs. Yeah. We don't have time to teach our body how to become fat adapted.
And
so
it's
we're
healthier
taking the
your
quick
brain
approach,
likes
right?
Those, I guess, the
and
faster
just adding
burning
in carbs fast.
energy. It's better for your brain. But in my race, you can't have it. It's not going to happen.
Yeah.
No, you'll have to train
So
for
we're
my
just gonna
race.
be
I
like,
want my race to be specifically you train for that. It's called the Barefoot 100. There's no fueling stations. You can have water. I'll let you have water. You have to sign documents. Yep. No watches, nothing. It's barefoot. I prefer if you run half of it naked. The caveman, the caveman 100.
You would prefer.
I only said half of it. The caveman 100. Let's see. I don't know because I'm going to get in trouble.
The lower half or the upper half?
Min is the upper half. No, that still doesn't make sense. But anyway, so it's the caveman 100. Bringing us back to our roots. You're allowed to wear anything that you make out of wood and out of stuff there, you're allowed to do. So if you can make your own shoes, you're allowed to do it. You can even catch your own food, I guess. You can eat nuts. I will put certain natural food things around that you can actually eat. You don't get those. You have to get them yourself.
You only get nuts and berries at the aid station. You have to find it. You start with nothing, and it's like it's like Ultra Survivor Man.
And sometimes it's rainy.
Back to our guy, the Ultra Marathon Man. That is his book, Ultra Marathon Man. Dean Karnazes. He's likely running from his San Francisco home to Calistoga, and he likes to eat round table pizza and sometimes even a whole cheesecake while he runs. He is the pizzerito inventor. So what he would do is he would order the pizza and he would just roll it up
who do that.
And then just
and then I'm going to have another one, the Nick 100, where you just eat what Nick fuels himself on during the week, which is tacos, fried chicken, and
it's like you went to your local fairgrounds and you got a whole bunch of fair food and went on a nice 100-mile run. You want some deep.
Right.
It's called the American Man Ultra Run, and where we have deep fried Oreos, deep fried Snickers, fried chicken, French fries, hot dogs, hamburgers, and good old fashioned Coca-Cola, gummy bears, and saltwater taffy.
This man could eat some tacos and fried chicken before a race and not feel anything.
I mean, he said the Dean Karnazes is the pizzerito inventor. I'm like, I'll just eat a burrito out there and give me all the cheese. I just had two. What is it?
Someone needs to study your stomach
egg and potato burritos
your stomach chemistry
before we started this, and I'm going to do
30 minutes.
I'm going to do a 30 uphill run.
You won't throw up. You won't feel anything. It's crazy.
Yeah,
you don't get cramps or anything.
In a 100-miler, hunger is already the sign that you're behind. Mm-hmm. You're never catching up if you hit that point, right? Modern fueling is science. Athletes are taking anywhere from 60 to 100 grams of carbohydrates per hour. Your gut maxes out at 90 grams of carbohydrates per hour. How they're hitting 100 is training and elite all in its own. I don't know how they do it. I think I hit 91 hour and I was
like puking. I said, you can eat burgers
crazy.
And pizzas and all kinds of stuff and run. Insane. And the average person would just die doing what you do.
Yeah. Well, it takes training to absorb that much fuel without any gut issues. We've gotten better with sodium intake, right? We're doing sweat tests, timed hydration, real-time fueling charts. You know, it's like a Formula One race, right? The body is the engine. We're optimizing the fuel intake like an engineer, and the difference isn't marginal. It's running on a properly fueled system versus old school guesswork. That is the biggest change in what we've seen in those times, right? And, you know, that brings us to the popularity of the sport now versus what it is then, right? I think when there's more money to be made, more popularity, people are investing more into the sport. That's why we're also seeing technology, right, increase. How do we get more people to do better? People are liking this, right? There's a whole bunch of different avenues that, you know, businesses and runners and all of that together can get involved in this sport. So we're seeing the depth of field is changing drastically. It's this culture, right? And I think it's very underrated. In 2007, if you said I'm going to go run a 100-miler, maybe 3 people at work had heard of it.
I still think most people have never heard of it.
You'd never heard of it. I never even knew it existed. Marathon was You still think most people haven't?
Yeah, I don't think so.
Okay, let me ask you this. Your mom, when when you told her that I was going to run a 100-miler, had she heard of anybody running 100 miles before that?
I'm sorry, it broke up. No, I don't think so. Even now, today, how many people, like outside of the people that you bring to me, I don't know anyone that has ever thought about running 100. You're still the only person I know that's accomplished this. Like, other than the people that you brought on the interview show. Like, nobody does that. No one, I don't even know too many marathon runners. I know a couple of those, like 2, 3 that have done that. You're the only person on earth that I know that has attempted and finished 100 miles. I literally brag about you all the time to just get street cred for myself. I'm just like, yeah, my friend, he ran 100. Even though I talk bad about you to your face. Like, I'm constantly bragging about you everywhere I go. I'm like, yeah, I have a friend who actually finished 100. Are you serious? Like, it makes me cool. Yeah. Yeah, that's how crazy it was. So tough. Me
and then it put me in the hospital too. That's how crazy it was. Today, UTMB has a live stream with 52 million viewers. 52 million people watch a trail race. In 2023, the book Born to Run comes out in 2009, and everything changes overnight. Suddenly, ultra running is not a cult; it's a movement. There's more runners, more competition, more funding, like we talked about, better athletes entering the sport, and that's crucial because when the talent pool grows, times drop. Look at the 2024 Western States women's race. 6 women finished under 17 hours.
Is this like the guy who finished
before 2023? Only 3 had ever done that.
Your heart would explode if you did it.
Only 3.
But then once somebody did it, everybody was able to do it. Yeah. Is that the story? Oh,
Born to Run? Born to Run? No, this is, he was a journalist who was in search of like the Tarahumara running tribes out of Mexico, and he was wondering what it was that they were doing. Found out about barefoot running and how good it was. I think he's a big promoter of barefoot running. He puts on a 100-mile race in Northern California that I eventually want to run. So maybe I will train my feet to run barefoot and go run his Born to Run barefoot.
Awesome. I am reading here that I read here that the Ethiopians have been able to do it because they've been doing this since they were kids running barefoot. So
yeah, you can't just go out and start it. It's your barefoot shape changes when you do that, right? So it's not even just the winners getting faster; everybody's getting faster in this whole sport. So. Now the big debate, right, where we're going to tie this all together as we wrap up this show. Scott Jurek, Kimball, Meltzer, were they incredible athletes running with nothing, or would they be competitive?
I mean, these guys are going to be competitive. I think a lot of this stuff is mentally, like once you've seen other people, like once they know that they were able to accomplish a certain time, I still think they would do a good job even if you put them under the conditions as the old runners. Like I still think they wouldn't do as good, but they would still do really good. They would still be beating record times, and just like the guy who ran the marathon.
Yeah. The training approach is different. It's like the knowledge that we have of the sport, what all the guesswork was taken out by these guys, right? They're like, oh, that didn't work. Okay. Now we kind of know.
It's also like
trade
if everyone told you, like
of
if I
running,
came to you and I told
right?
you everyone finished the 100 in 24 hours. Everybody. Nobody has not finished it. Like that should be pretty easy. You would train different. Like your mind would just train different knowing that that's the case. But because you knew you had 30 hours, you trained a little bit differently. You ran a little bit differently. So I think the same thing has happened. Like one person pushed the envelope. Now everybody knows it's possible. Now mentally, they train different. They did things differently to make sure that they can come in at that time. Like now that now in your head, you know that you finished in a certain time, the 100. You know what you're capable of. So now I think you're training different, knowing that I need to beat that.
Yeah.
You're wiser. You're just going to do, like you said, you're going to do things differently. You're going to maybe slow down in the dark. I don't know what you're going to do so you don't hurt your ankle this time.
Yeah. I mean, I guess, yeah, I think they all would be very very competitive.
We got to try it. I like your idea.
But
I like your idea
who's to say,
of making them run in the old stuff.
But even these guys, like, who knows? Like, okay, yeah, I'm sure they were strength training back then, but like, not to the level. Like now we understand like the real importance of strength training, right? Like, what else? Were they just running mountains? Was that, then, the little edge is actually going to come from the knowledge of these nuanced training schedules. Some people were like, just burn out, just run as many miles as you can. Whereas others are more intention with their training blocks, like speed, hills, slow, long.
You have a trainer now.
All of that variation does help.
You don't have trainers for the 100. Is the 50 mentally easy for you now?
Yeah. It's changed. I think I got a lot of confidence in that, and lack of confidence too, in that 50 that I did, because one, I missed the turn, but I was on track to crush my PR in the 50 miler. So it was just completely different. It was a different kind of pain, but then I hit this other kind of high when I was like, oh my gosh, I'm way ahead of schedule. Right. So I don't know, dude. It's still like thinking about running 26.2 miles.
It is so long. It is.
I don't know why. Like, it still seems so long.
I mean, you would definitely PR it.
I don't know. I mean, I guess, yeah, I would just go, I would probably try to run as fast as I can. And then it would be
awesome is
hard.
To teleport you.
It would just
like
be
when people
hard in its own way because of the speed.
And have you like run next to them. And you mentally know what everybody's capable of now. And even though you have to run with like the stuff that they have on, like back to Athens, Greece, like you just show up and you just like crush all of them. Because mentally you're just like, what is this freak of nature?
They're like, what is this? Who is this?
But it could be the other way. Like
I change history.
I could bring
I'm
Ethiopian maybe from like
there's King
ancient
Nick,
times when you really only
the
ate
ultra marathon,
like 2 times a week. I'm not saying that ever happened, but they probably ate a lot less. Like I bring him to now, and he's just like crushed you guys because he just put himself through more at a younger age. Like he could run a marathon. He's like, "Are you serious? I run a marathon every day when I go get water." That's so bad, so bad. This is gonna be so bad. This is so bad, but I'm just, you get
the nearest clean water is 26.2 miles.
Yeah, like back in the old times, like 26 miles, like that's like it's the same thing. Like when you hear
what I could be doing better in where I lack is my weekly mileage is nowhere near where it needs to be competitive. Like these other guys I'm seeing. I mean, they're doing 75, 80, 90 miles a week. I'm at 45, 50. But that's the crazy thing. Like, how fast
that's
can
what
I
I'm
be
saying. Like,
just
when
on
you
those
hear those old stories
to
about the old timers, they walked
miles.
to school every day, and it was like,
do you need
18 miles?
A lot.
So they spent like,
time on feet was wild. All right. So here's where I land. Ultra running has changed more in the last 20 years than it did in the 40 years before that. Right? Shoes got better, data got better, fueling got smarter, and the talent pool exploded after Born to Run and UTMB went global. But the heart of the sport, I personally still think it's the same. It's competition. It's never been, can I run further? It's how fast can I get at this distance, right? And that's from the 20 years, right? And that has shown like we're finally hitting this like, what do they call it? Like in like the history of the US when we hit the Industrial Revolution, and then we've just if you take like a tracking of the US and then the Industrial Revolution and how much more we've just progressed like so fast, right? Just in technology and everything and money and funding, whatever you want to call it. I think that's what ultra running is doing. It's hit its industrial revolution flex point, and who knows where it's going to go from here. Eventually you'll get to a point where it will be what it can be, right? You'll tap out. Nobody, like seconds is really where we're going to make changes. Yeah. Which is crazy to even think about. But I still think it's the same, right? It's still one person. It's still one trail. It's still one question. How far can you go before you stop? How fast can you
With
get
100,
there?
we might have a long way to go because, like I said, one day you might have the Oculus glasses and like Nick's running next to you, cheering you on, coaching you as you run. Like the technology is going to keep getting better and better. You guys might knock off, who knows, another couple of hours off your time.
Dude, it's 12 hours.
Somebody's going to come and do it at
something minutes right now. If we see a like, and that's on the trails, right? I think that there still is like a track 100 miler. That's fast, right? But, just for purposes of it, what is the fastest 100 mile? So, Alexander Sorkin, men's 10 hours, 51 minutes, and Ashley Paulson, who just set this record this year.
It's kind of breaking up
just in case ultras that I was telling you about. Ashley Paulson, she just set the women's world record for 12 hours, 19 minutes and 34 seconds. So yeah, we're increasing times or decreasing times. This sport is changing. It's getting so good. So crazy. We might see a sub 10 hour then.
Maybe on a trail.
Mile.
Maybe
Not
it'll be
trail,
you.
But like on a track or on a road. But thank you guys for listening week after week to the Ostrich Running Podcast. Links to everything we talked about will be in the show.
Grab a juice hat.
Grab some ostrich
This
salt.
is how I make money.
Feel
This is
like
how I
a
make a
modern
living, guys.
ultra runner.
Buy
if
the
you
juice
want
hat.
to. Yeah. Jared guarantees you will knock 10 minutes off your original PR time if you wear his hat. And if you don't knock off 10 minutes of your PR time after purchasing a juice hat, he will pay you out of his pocket. But you have to be running for at least 10 years prior.
Absolutely not.
Once
you buy, there's no return policy. There's no royalties go straight. The royalties still go to me, so you can do whatever you want.
There is a return policy. I got you. You won't need to return it, but there is if you need to.
6 cents. You heard that?
Please keep running scared. Please keep pushing your body to the limits.
New juice stuff coming out.
Keep signing up for ultra races. This battle against the juice will not end.
And new juice apparel. We can't talk about that yet, but there'll be new juice apparel coming out.
Sure. Thank you all for listening. Cue that outro music.
Who says you need to fly to reach the top? Keep beating your block till your feet are hot. Get your head out the sand, join the flock. It's okay to run scared, we enjoy it a lot. I'm an odd kid, like an ostrich. I got a pod, kids, here's a topic. Blaze your own trail, don't be cautious. 2 birds, 1 stone's how I rock it. Can't make an omelet without breaking a shell. But they say grew up, now I'm raising hell. Haters gonna hate, yeah, they praying you fail. So put in the work, whether pavement or trail. The grades fell down, but they got to the feet. Run your own race, put this pod on repeat. Shake your tail feather, keep nodding your beaks. Ostrich gang, or you're not my peeps. Who says you need to fly to reach the top?